Now, from 21Alive Plus, this is your Fastcast.
Good morning. There's a live look over Broadway Plaza. Today is January 31st, the last day of the month before we head into February. As we take this live look over Broadway Plaza this morning, you can't really see the fog out there, but don't let that get you fooled. It is extremely foggy. If you have not looked out the window or headed out this morning, make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra time because that fog is sticking around this morning and it's definitely causing some visibility issues.
Yeah, and that's why this morning we've issued just the morning hours as a first alert weather day because visibility pretty much widespread across 21 country is generally under a mile. So here's the look at things right now. Under a mile visibility in the city of Fort Wayne, a half mile for Whitley County and Huntington County, about a third of a mile in DeKalb County right now, just getting on the cusp of about a mile over in Kendallville. As we go through the rest of the morning, I'm expecting that denser fog is going to stick around. So especially for that morning drive, take it slower, give yourself a little extra time, and just make sure that you're increasing your stopping distance. Fog tracker over the next several hours, keeping visibility in the range of about a half mile to a full mile. So this will continue to be an issue until about 10 to 11 a.m. As for road conditions, they will improve as the day goes on. Once we get past this morning fog, we do have some on and off light rain throughout the day today. In fact, even as you drive in that fog, you're going to have that nuisance where every once in a while you just have to run the windshield wiper because that little bit of mist on the windshield. Temperatures today will get into the 40s, and that will help to really end most of this fog, Jess.
Well, I mean, fog and misty rain. At least we can say it's going to be in the 40s.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
40s at least. We can't say that tomorrow, but we'll have sunshine tomorrow.
We got to take what we can get, Liz.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks so much. We have a couple bills at the Indiana State House that we want to discuss this morning, including more about why lawmakers dismissed a bill that brought a lot of controversy, a lot of talk to New Haven about a proposed casino. Senate Bill 293 would have granted the license for Full House Resorts to move that $500 million casino to New Haven, but it was shot down by Senator Ron Alting before it was even voted on. He cited the strong opposition to the bill as the main reason for just killing it right off the bat and says it's not going to be brought back this year. But one person who testified against the bill says, although this is a win, the fight still isn't over.
Even if this fails, Northeast Indiana is a target for the gambling industry, and I think we'll be fighting this fight, if not with Full House, with another gaming business.
Now, New Haven's Mayor Steve McMichael endorsed plans for the casino, said even though this is not what he was planning for, this is what lawmakers have decided, and he is at peace and has no regrets. Moving on to our next bill that we're discussing this morning. Has a solution for ending the backlog on rape kit testing at the Indiana Crime Lab. Now, the lab currently has about 600 untested kits from law enforcement agencies across the state. This proposed bill would create an annual fund of $2.5 million to help eliminate that backlog and prevent any future backlogs from being created. Now, the money would be used to purchase more equipment to test those kits, as well as hire and keep the staff needed to process them. And the author of this bill tells us this could have a big impact on other crimes as well.
So by being able to process this, they might be able to even learn different ways of doing things. But, you know, I mean, you think about serial rapists, people who've committed crimes before, to be able to run that DNA and go, oh, wait a minute, there's another hit in here.
Indiana State Police would be required to report back to the General Assembly each year to give updates on how the funds were used and the status of untested kits. The bill passed unanimously out of committee this week, and now it's on its way to the Ways and Means Committee. So if it passes there, it moves on to a second reading in the House, then it will head to the Senate. But that's all we have on those bills this morning. Another thing we're following, of course, very closely this morning in the newsroom is that mid-air collision in Washington, D.C. New details coming out progressively over time. You can always stay up to date with that information on our website, 21alivenews.com. But if not, our next newscast is going to be at 9 o'clock this morning, and we will have the latest in that investigation. But that's all we have here this morning. Again, we are rounding off January. February starts tomorrow, and we're cooling down a little bit, Liz, but that's okay. It's February, as long as we've got some nicer days on the forecast, which I'm going to keep holding near and dear to my heart, the warmer days that lie ahead.
Me too.
Okay, well, I'll just leave you guys on a live look over Broadway Plaza this morning. Remember, it's foggy out there. I don't know why you can't see it on Broadway Plaza. I guess that's the road to take this morning because it is certainly foggy in a lot of other places around here. But we hope you guys have a safe drive this morning. Have a great Friday, and we're back here again on Monday.